Hi, Chris, HA5X here. I'm home from the WRTC in Bologna, where I was a referee. I would like to put together a video about my experience there. However, I have a gazillion files and a petabyte of video data, so I've decided to release some of the footage before that video so that you can watch them in their entirety, because I don't know when that experience video is getting ready. Would you like to get notified when my next WRTC video comes up? Well, you know what a YouTuber would suggest about hitting the icons underneath.
Welcome to Zebu's World.
This interview is with Ray, N9JA, representing ICOM, who was a sponsor of the event. I wanted to know why ICOM thought it was important to sponsor WRTC. So, Ray, nice to meet you here in Europe.
Very nice to meet you here as well.
Are you representing yourself or ICOM America?
I'm representing ICOM in general. ICOM is one family, so regardless of the country, we like to help each other wherever we can. So I'm here representing ICOM as well as our local distributor for Italy, Adventent, Cristiano and Gianni. Gianni's been here for the whole time. He was like a kid in a candy store because of his love for amateur radio.
Why is ICOM sponsoring this event?
We like to help and give back to the amateur radio community. The fellowship of contesters, regardless of what's going on in the world, we are about ham radio. And that's what this WRTC is about. We represent the best of the operators from each of the general area. We come, we hug, we drink beer together, wine together, we swap contest stories and have a great time.
Did you have a great time here?
I really have. This is my fourth one. My very first one was WRTC 2006 in Brazil. And at that point, ICOM was not a sponsor, but by the time it came to the United States in 2014, we have been one of the top level sponsors for 2014, 2018, and now 2022. Fingers crossed that we will be accepted in 2026.
How is ICOM seeing the amateur radio market these days? Is it an important part of ICOM's strategy?
It depends on the region and the ham population. We have 5 different divisions within ICOM. For ICOM America, I'm in charge of the amateur radio, aviation, and marine. And it's fairly easy because those 3 are hobbies. So, but the difference is amateur radio, the hobby's about the radio and the communication, where aviation and marine are about boating and flying. So the radio is important, but very little importance. It's more about having fun going out in the boat or flying wherever you want to fly. So it's a different mentality, but amateur radio, at least in the United States, Canada, is very strong because of the ham radio population. And working with ICOM Europe, ICOM UK, ICOM Australia, and our distributors like in New Zealand, Amsterdam, Norway, and all throughout Latin America, we all have one common theme, even through the different divisions, and amateur radio seems to be in all of those.
I know that you're not going to share secrets, but I'm sure that you have some things in store for us for the future. What are you planning?
One of the reasons why I've been with ICOM for almost 30 years now is a meeting I had with the founder, Mr. Inouye. Mr. Inouye shared with me his vision of performance and technology, not so much about the price. So it's evident with the recently released IC905, where it's the first commercial amateur radio product that you can buy and get on microwave. So we're looking at how can we help protect our amateur bands. I've seen a lot of hams make comments about the pricing, But if you take the time to look at building your own, most will get the IC705 for the transverters, the IF. That's half the price of the 905. And then by the time you buy all the switches, the interfaces, as well as all the preamps, you spend almost as much money. But some of the preamps, a friend of mine was sharing with me, he has a 2.4 gigahertz transverter. His IF is 2 meters. In the United States, we only have 4 megahertz. The 905 gives you the entire 2.4 gig, and it also gives you the entire 10 gig. Again, the transverters only give you a small slice when we have a lot of bandwidth to use.
And that's a very interesting product. I've been eyeing that for a while, but I don't know if I ever will have it.
It takes time to save up. Before I worked at ICOM, I spent almost 6 years at MFJ Enterprises. I remember making the comment, I would love to afford an ICOM. So I did own a few older ICOMs, but never a brand new one.
What is your top radio for contesters at the moment? Is it still the 7610, or are you planning anything newer?
Well, we still have the 7851 in the US. It's still a current product. We've had production delays because of component shortages. But while it has been discontinued in Europe because of the regulation changes for the power supply, it's still available in the US. So that is still our top of the line. The 7610 is extremely popular, but I like contesting with the 7851. I don't have a high power station, so no amplifiers. So the contests I compete in are under 200 watts.
Didn't you miss operating during this event because you were a sponsor, visitor?
I tried a couple of times. I went up there and there was a young gentleman under 25 years old operating. No. An old man does not need to get in and push away a young person. The young person should be encouraged to operate, and he was doing a fantastic job.
They all do.
So I let him operate. I go to bed and sleep, wake up early to do work emails. Great to meet you.
Just turn this off.